Hello and welcome again to Fox Country. My guest on the programme today is Peter McCloskey, but before I talk to Peter, let's have a look at his video, Can't Take Your Memory Away.
You can close all the doors now, it's over and done. You can tell all your friends that I'm gone. You can shelve all the dreams that we shared through the years, but your memory will still linger on. You can't take your memory away, and I can't close the door to my heart. Maybe someday time will ease all the pain, but it won't take your memory away. Remember the first time I said I love you? We stood by a tree in the park. I carved our names for the whole world to see, and surrounded our love with a heart. You can't take your memory away, and I can't close the door to my heart. Maybe someday time will ease all the pain, but it won't take your memory away. Remember that day in our church long ago, we stood there together so young, and I swore I'd love you till all time stood still, and you smiled when God made us one. You can't take your memory away, and I can't close the door to my heart. Maybe someday time will ease all the pain, but it won't take your memory away. You can't take your memory away, and I can't close the door to my heart. Maybe someday time will ease all the pain, but it won't take your memory away. Time won't take your memory away.
Peter, you're very welcome to Fox Country. Good to have you with us today.
Thank you very much, Michael.
Thanks for making the journey.
No bother.
Now, we'll start our discussion. We'll talk about how you first became interested in country music and became involved in the country music scene. When did that all start for you?
That started when I started listening to Charlie Pride, really. And then, well, I was always more into the Irish guys, you know.
Right, yeah.
So,
who would have been your influence in those days? Who did you like listening to?
in Ireland,
Yeah,
Gene Stewart.
the late Gene.
Yeah, the late Gene Stewart. And always was, right up until he passed away, like, you know. So, Charlie Pride first caught my ear as regards country music, like, you know. And then that would have been, as I say, Gene Stewart and all the Irish artists, like, really. All the Irish artists really appealed to me, like.
Yeah.
And then I started gigging with a small band called the Country Valley Boys.
The Country Valley Boys?
The Country Valley Boys. They were based in Dungiven.
Right, and what year would that have been,
That
Peter?
would have been the start of the 80s, around there, you know.
Right.
And then towards the 90s, then I was gigging then along with another guy who played the guitar along with me, and then since then I've been really on my own.
Yeah.
You know, I bought a bit of equipment and
So you're the one-man band now?
one-man band, yeah. And I cover Donegal, Derry and County Down as well, Newcastle and County Down. A little place called Glasdrummond, that's one of the places. And then towards the Donegal side in the village of Buncrana, there's a pub or two there. And
So were you playing mainly the pub scene in those days? Or?
pubs, as I've yet, but more recently now it's like halls, you know, like it's the pubs are sort of seem to be fading out of the music scene a wee bit, like,
Yeah.
especially country pubs, isolated country pubs, like. And then you've got like what they call social dancing.
That's right. Yeah, that's becoming very big now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So that's what I seem to be more leaning towards at the
You've
moment.
gravitated towards that,
Aye.
like a lot of the other fellas
Yeah.
and the ladies on the scene
Yeah.
as well. Yeah, it's changed times. But country music is enjoying a great revival,
It
isn't
is
it?
indeed. It's
The younger people are getting involved in creating music, and the younger
Yeah.
people are coming to the dances as well.
all the programs such as your own, like the likes of your own, like, you know, are all helping it
That's right.
a
Yeah.
lot.
Yes.
And you sit down at night and you put on the TV and it's a country music channels.
Yeah.
Apart from the news, like, or something like that there, but that's really good, like.
Yes. And do you come from a musical background, Peter?
I
Were your
would,
family
well,
musical?
My grandfather was a bit of a singer, you know, and well, there's only myself and two sisters, like, so I have a sister sings in her local choir
Yes.
as well, Sister Kathleen,
Mm.
and I've written two or three songs during the last 10 or 12 years,
Yes.
and one of them, probably the best known one, was Tell Me Again About All Ireland.
That's a good song.
Was
Yeah.
That's
That's been quite a popular
my
one.
flagship one. So that gave me. I took that song to a fella called Paul McNeely in Ballymena, who records a fella called Tony Keir all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
And Paul really brought it to life for me, like, you know. And he had Marty Pollock on the introduction on the accordion,
And
like,
Marty, yeah.
and that was really the icing on the cake for that song, like, as
Yes.
far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. So were you surprised at how the song turned out from your own original
I was,
perception of what it would have
yeah.
sounded like?
And that was all down to that song. Only really came about because, you know, if somebody says something to me, like, I met a friend of my father's at a function one night, and he was showing me photographs from where his mother and father lived close to us, and this was a real life picture, hand painted. He says that's the old homestead on the hill, you know, and that was the start of that song. You know, I don't know why, but that was the start of it.
Yes. It's quite interesting because I've spoken to other country artists on the circuit that do some songwriting,
Yeah.
and I asked the question, how do you go about your songwriting? When does the creativity start? And more often not, they'll say, well, actually I picked up on a sentence that somebody said, or a throwaway
that's amazing.
line, as I might call it, and I build a song around that.
Yeah.
And I was talking to one artist where he said somebody said something to him at the end of a gig that he'd been playing, and it stuck in his mind. And by the time he'd driven home, he had the song written.
It's good, like, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Do you like songwriting?
I do.
Is
You
that
know,
something you like to do more?
I do.
of?
Yeah, and it, you know, if I awake early in the morning, like 6 o'clock, you know,
Right.
I waking up with 2 or 3 lines that I didn't have when I went to sleep. That's true.
Yeah.
You know, like Derry City, for example, the latest effort at writing. You know, and you get a few lines to go and
Yeah. It starts to come
places
together.
to fit in. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's great.
Yeah. Has any of your material been recorded by any other artists?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one, Tell Me Again About All Ireland, was recorded by Noel Flynn
Oh, yeah.
in the Midlands here. As far as I know, that's
Yeah.
he. You know, I was spoken to him on the phone, like, you know.
So that's quite encouraging. Then,
It
isn't
is, you know.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. So getting back to the gigging, you're playing as a one-man band now.
Yeah.
It's. I always think that's a funny description, isn't it?
It
One-man
is.
band, but I think we all use that, don't we?
Yeah.
Those of us that play around the circuit solo.
I know.
How do you find the scene now? Have you?
Much the same, really.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I sort of cater for the 40-50 age group. You know, around there.
Yeah.
You know, and I find that in Donegal, it's very much alive. That's the county that I notice it most in.
Yes. Yes.
You know, and the venue to go to in Newcastle as well. That's a Sunday night dance. You know, you could get upwards to 60-70 there. You know,
Yeah.
which is smashing for me. Like,
Yes. And it's great to see them all out on the dance floor. Isn't
It is
You get a
indeed.
great buzz coming back
Yeah.
from that.
it
Yeah.
just gets you going. Like,
Yes.
you know. There's one song I always find, it's a Brenton Shane song, for me always does a trick. Do you want your old lovely wife down?
That's a good old song. A lot
And
of artists
you know,
are still,
if you see them singing
still
along
sing
to it, you know, you're...
Yes, yeah. I suppose if you're playing something that they know, and no matter how long that particular song's been around, if they recognise it,
Yeah.
that's half the battle, isn't
It
it?
does indeed.
Yeah, yeah.
That's great now, how to be able to look forward to upcoming plays that you have to
Yeah.
go to, you know.
You've done some recording up to now, of course.
Yeah.
You've a number of albums.
Yeah, for about 5, I think, you
5
know, from the
albums,
start of the
yeah.
recording.
Mhm.
A guy called Joe McNamee, who backs a lot of singers, and you know, he's now with Cleona Hagen in the north, like,
Yeah.
you know, and he came to live in our village in Finney back in the late 80s, start of the 90s, you know, and he came to our choir. I was in our choir at the time, and he says to me, "Why didn't you call in some night?" And he says, "I think you should record a few songs," like, and that was the start of it.
Yeah.
And you get the bug, like, you know, and it's
Yeah. So 5 albums later, you're quite an accomplished
well, you know, it's
recording
you wonder
artist.
whether, you know, how you manage. I says that, you know, I'll do one, like, you know, but as you go on more and more towards onto it, like, you know, it's
Yeah.
it becomes easier, like, a bit.
Yeah. You get familiar with the whole process of recording, and
You do.
yeah, yeah. Do you find people coming up looking for
Yeah.
recordings? Well, that's very encouraging.
Ballymena is
isn't it?
another good wee town for me as well.
Yeah. Yes. And you've brought out some singles as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I've what I call my Christmas single and my Derry City single, like, at the moment.
Are you hoping to do more songwriting and recording?
Yeah, you know, it's you know, sometimes, you know, you get the feeling, you know, that there's one starting, like, you know,
Yeah.
or just round the corner, like, you know.
Yeah.
I always I'm on at the minute I'm on the process of learning, you know, what you call revamping your program, like, you know. And I don't read off sheets or anything. I have to memorize them all, like, you
Yeah.
know, as you go along, like, and learning songs that you hear there, like.
Your daughter is a songwriter. Did I hear that
She's a
somewhere?
singer.
She's a singer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's on my latest album there.
Right.
She does her version of Caledonia, the
Oh, lovely
Scottish
song. Lovely
Scottish song.
Yeah. And does she play, or is she just?
No, she's in what they call at the moment she's in the Belfast Community Choir now, and she was on Saturday night past there was Strictly Come Dancing. She was well forward in that as well, like, you know. She loves that too, like.
Yeah. Very good. You mentioned that you yourself was involved with the choir.
I was involved in my local choir, yeah.
Yeah, and your daughter's involved with the choir. Is your family been connected with choirs over the years, apart from being involved with country music?
Oh, aye,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
The
singing runs in the
local
family.
choirs, that's where it started for me, like, you know.
And well, you're busy at the moment. You're plying your trade in what is a very changed country music scene, isn't
Yeah.
it? And where do you see that scene going now in the next few years, and where do you see Peter McCluskey going with that?
Hopefully just making new inroads.
Yes.
That's my main objective, like,
Yeah.
you know.
Finding new venues. And,
Finding new venues, yeah.
Yes. There's quite an active scene in Northern Ireland, isn't there?
There is indeed.
Venues,
Yeah.
possibly more venues than we might have in the south of Ireland.
There is. Well, where I'm based, up on near Dungiven on County Derry, you know, you have to sort of travel a few mile away from that, you know,
Yes.
and get into Donegal a bit. You know, it's really different in Donegal, I think, anyway.
Yeah.
You know,
That's the Mecca, is
it's
it?
a mega, yeah.
Yes. Yes, there's certainly a number of new singers coming out of Donegal.
There
now
is
on
a fellow called Trevor Lougher, he's really good, like.
Yeah. Actually, if you look at counties like Donegal and Tyrone and Fermanagh, particularly,
Yeah.
they seem to be producing a lot of new
They are
singers
indeed.
and musicians. And it's good. It's given a great
Yeah.
shot in the arm to the.
Fermanagh, the
Yes.
home county of Ballyharn and Marion Corrie
Yes,
as well.
that's right.
and Sean Lockery as well. Sean, and even Nathan Kerger. That's where he lives at the moment, I think.
That's right.
Around in a
And
skill
then,
maybe.
and then you have the ladies like Lisa McHugh and
Yeah,
Mia
of course.
McGlinchey and
Yeah.
yeah. But it's good to see all these new younger people coming along and taking an
Definitely
interest
is,
in
eh?
music and making their contribution.
It's given
that's
it a whole new lease of life, you know.
Yes.
And it's probably down to Nathan Carter at the end of the day, like, you know.
Yeah, and Wagon Wheel.
I would think so.
Yeah. So you intend to continue playing as a solo artist, or would
I do
you be,
indeed, yeah. You know,
would you like to get into the band scene? Or?
not maybe just add on one guy if you know if the opportunity arose, like you know, to you know, like you've got Desi Hines there and Frankie Score, like you know, as a duo down in
That's
the
right.
Midlands here,
Mullingar, yes.
Mullingar.
Yeah.
Something along those lines, like you know.
Yeah. I suppose it then opens up other opportunities, doesn't it?
It does.
Other venues, yeah. If you increase the numbers.
Yeah.
Well, Peter, I think we ought to have a look at one of your videos now. And would you like to introduce the video to our viewers?
Yes, Michael, thanks. This song is my latest effort at this self-penned one. It's called Derry City.
Derry City. Yeah.
And I mean, Derry City means a lot to me. It has changed over the years, but it's all changed for the good.
The Maiden City.
The Maiden City. And again, some nice production and some nice scenery, you know, involved in it. And I'm really proud of it.
Okay, let's have a look at it.
Thank you.
There's a sweet little spot deep inside my heart. It's with me every night and every day. For my birthplace back in Ireland, I left when I was young, when my journey took me to the USA. Looking back upon my leaving as the train was moving out, from the platform I could hear my mama say, remember dear old Derry and the friends you leave behind, and please God we'll see you home again someday. Derry City, how I miss you, you are my pride and joy. I've known you since I was a child. I hope that someday I'll return to walk the streets again of my city on the banks of the Foyle. Summer holidays were always spent in nearby Donegal. My mum and dad would always bring me there. Memories of those happy times are special to me now. We'd visit all the festivals and fairs. But now that I am far away and living on my own, I wonder if I'll get the chance again. Together with my family, we'll walk the river bank and the pathway that leads out to Brehend. Derry City, how I miss you, you are my pride and joy. I've known you since I was a child. I hope that someday I'll return to walk the streets again of my city on the banks of the Foyle. Derry City, how I miss you, you are my pride and joy. I've known you since I was a child. I hope that someday I'll return to walk the streets again of my city on the banks of the Foyle. Oh, my city on the banks of the Foyle.
Well, Peter, I have to say I really enjoyed that video, and I'm sure our viewers did as well.
Yeah, thanks.
And I could see the that means an awful lot to you, coming from County Derry as you
Yeah.
do, and Derry is your big city there locally.
Yeah.
Well, Peter, I'm delighted that you could join us on Fox Country today. I've enjoyed our discussion, and
Yeah.
I hope you have as well. And I'd like to thank you for joining us. And can we wish you, on
Great.
behalf of our viewers and myself, all the very best with your musical career in the future.
Thank you very much.
And my thanks again to Peter for joining me on Fox Country today. My guest on the programme next week will be Valerie Seal. And now to finish today's programme, let's have a look at the video Sand and Water from Jackie Sharkey.
All alone, I didn't like the feeling. All alone, I sat and cried. All alone, I had to find some meaning in the center of the pain I felt inside. All alone, I came into this world. All alone, I will someday die. Sun and storm is just sand and water, baby. Sand and water, and a million years gone by. I will see you in the light of 1,000 suns. I will hear you in the sound of the waves. I will know you when I come, as we all will come through the doors beyond the grave. All alone, I heal this heart of sorrow. All alone, I will raise this child. Flesh and bones, he's just bursting towards tomorrow, and his laughter fills my world and ways.